Hello students, let us begin with History chapter 7th, the administration of the Swarajya. Students, as you know that the Swarajya is comprised of large areas of Nashik, Pune, Satara, Sangli, Kolhapur, Sindhudurg, Ratnagiri, Raigad, Thane district in Maharashtra and parts of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. To ensure the smooth management of the affairs of the Swarajya and people's welfare, Shivaji Maharaj set up an efficient administration. This administration was divided into 8 departments. Shivaji Maharaj appointed a council of 8 ministers. A head was appointed for departments. He had the powers to appoint and remove a minister as they were answerable to him. In this Ashtapradhan Mandal, Moro Trimbak Pingle was the Pradhan and he runs administration. He makes arrangements for the conquering territories. Second, that is Ramchandra Nilkhanta Muzumdar. He was Amatya. He keep the accounts of the state. Third, that is Annaji Datto. He was the Sachiv and he prepared royal edicts. Fourth, that is Dattaji Trimbak Vaknis. He was the Mantri and he looked after the correspondence. Fifth, that is Hambirao Mohite. He was the Senapati. He organized the army and he makes protection of the kingdom. Sixth, that is Ramchandra Trimbak Dabir. He was the Samant and he looks after the foreign relations. Seventh, that is Niraji Raoji. He was Naidhish. He dispensed the justice. Eighth, that is Moreshwar Pandit Rao. He was Pandit and he looks after religious matters. Now let us see how was the policy of regarding agriculture. Agriculture was the main occupation in villages. Annaji Datto was entrusted responsibility of organizing land revenue system. Officers were warned not to collect more revenue than the amount that was fixed. He encouraged the peasants to bring uncultivated land under cultivation. Remission in the land revenue was granted when there was excess rainfall, famine, or devastation caused by an enemy army. Officers were instructed to provide bullocks, flocks, and good quality seeds. Let us see how was the village economy. Agriculture was the backbone of self-sufficient rural economy. Artisans produced goods and rendered service to the local people. The farmers in return gave a share of agricultural produce, baluta, to the artisans. Trade and business. Shivaji Maharaj knew that kingdom does not prosper without an increase in trade because trade brings wealth. As per Maharaj in Ajantapatra, merchants are the ornaments of the kingdom and glory of the king. Shivaji Maharaj charged heavy duty on important goods, thus protecting the local industries such as salt industry in the Konkan. Let us see how was the military organization. Infantry and cavalry were the two main divisions of the army. Havaldars and Zumledars were the officers and Sarnobats was the highest officer of the army. Shiledars and Bargirs were the cavalrymen and Sarnobat was the highest officer of the cavalry. Let us see intelligence department. Intelligence department collected precise and timely information about the movements of the enemy and submitted it to Shivaji Maharaj. Bahirji Naik, the head of the intelligence department, gave accurate and detailed information about Surat before raid. The forts were of great importance in the medieval age. Forts helped to keep an eye on the surrounding areas, protected people against foreign invasion, and helped in stocking food grains, ammunitions, etc. There were about 300 forts in the Swarajya. Kiledar, Sabnis, and Karkhanis were the officials on every fort. Shivaji Maharaj knew the forts of sea forts. He knew the importance of these forts. He built Sindhudurga fort at Malvan on the west coast. He built Padmadurga near Rajapur to overshadow the Rajapur of the Siddhi. Let us see how was the navy. To curb the activities of the enemies and to protect the west coast, Maharaj raised a navy. He realized that to control the sea, it is necessary to have a navy. Navy consisted of 400 ships like Gurab, Galbat and Pal battleships. Ships were built at the creek of Kalyan, Bhivandi, Vijayadurga and Malwan. Mayank Bhandari and Daulat Khan were the chief naval commanders. The main objective of Shivaji Maharaj was to make his subject independent. He was aware that for the subjects to enjoy freedom, disciplined administration, comprehensive care of people, and protection of conquered territory was necessary. Shivaji Maharaj was a watchful administrator who cared for his people's welfare.